Namaste, welcome to online class. In the today's session, we will be discussing about the steps in planning. As you know that planning is an important function of the management. While planning, the management has to follow some of the steps. Those steps will be discussed here. Planning process involves the setting up of the business objectives and allocation of resources for achieving them. So as you know that business has some objectives. So those objectives will be set by the management in the planning process. In order to achieve those objectives, the organization has to allocate some of the resources. This planning determines the future course of action for utilizing various resources in a best possible way. The planning determines the future course of action. In order to achieve the objectives, what needs to be done by the organization. So that will be decided in advance in the planning process. So there are various steps in the planning process. The first step, being aware of opportunities. Second, establishing or setting up the objectives and goals. Developing premises. Fourth one, identifying the alternative courses. Fifth one, evaluating the alternative courses. Sixth one, selecting a course. Seventh one, formulating derivative plans. Eighth one, numerizing the plans by budgeting. So first step in the planning process is being aware of opportunities in light of the market, competition, what customers want, strengths, weaknesses. Before going to planning, the organization or the management must have a knowledge about the opportunities. The opportunities may be provided by the external environment or internal environment. In order to find out the what are the opportunities are available for the business within the organization and outside the organization, the management has to scan the environment. The environment will be providing some of the opportunities to the organization. So according to the external environment, what strengths and weaknesses the organization possesses. So if there are strengths, those needs to be converted into opportunities, and if there are weaknesses, the organization has to plan to overcome those weaknesses. And also by analyzing the environment, the managers will be knowing where they are, what is their market, who are the competitors, and what the customers want. So these are the various things which needs to be analyzed before going to start the planning process. The first step is the awareness of the opportunities and threats which are there in the environment for the organization, both internally as well as externally. So after knowing this, the planning process has to be started. So there is a saying that well begun is half done. So if the organization has wonderful opportunities or the in the internal or external environment, those should be encashed, those should be utilized for the success of the organization. That is the first step. Second step, establishing the objectives and goals. So after analyzing the environment, the second step will be the establishment of the objectives and goals for the organization. The organization has to set up the objectives according to the strengths and weaknesses of the organization, both in the long term basis as well as short term basis. What should be achieved in a long term by the organization, and also in order to achieve those long term objectives, what the organization has to do day by day or monthly, weekly in the short term. The objectives should be properly formulated. Mm, they those should be specific, achievable, and in time. They can be objectives should be flexible. So considering all these into consideration, the organization has to specify the objectives and what should be the results of the organization at the end. That is the second step. Third step, developing premises. The third step in the planning process is the developing premises. So planning we will be calling as a planning premises. So planning premises refers to the assumptions which are made about the environment, technology, legal environment, economic environment. So these are the external environment which cannot be controlled by the organization. So we need to make some of the assumptions that may be relating to economic, political, social, or technology environment. So these are the various factors which will be influencing the organization's performance. So we need to make some of the assumptions. These assumptions will be called as a premises, planning premises. So we need to make some of the assumptions regarding the economy. So what might be the GDP, what will be the inflation rate, what might be the interest rate, what is the purchasing power of the rupee. Like that we need to make some of the assumptions regarding the economy. And also social environment, we need to make some of the assumptions regarding the social environment. What is the culture, present culture, what might be the changes might have been socially, culturally, and also political environment. The political environment will be dynamic, it will be changing. So what changes may happen in the political environment. And nowadays technology plays a significant role. There are tremendous changes in the technological environment. So what might be the technological changes that needs to be assumed, and accordingly the plan should be devised. So we need to make the premises of the uh, planning process in order to achieve the success of the organization. That is the third step. So this premises is nothing but assumptions about the environment. So mainly regarding the external environment which cannot be controlled by the organization. So that's why we need to make some of the assumptions. That is the third step. Fourth step, identifying the alternative courses of actions. So we make assumptions regarding the environment, we set the objectives, and we know the opportunities and the strengths. Taking all these into consideration, what can be done in the future? We set the objectives, we know what are our strengths and weaknesses, and we know the planning premises, various assumptions regarding the environment. Keeping all these into consideration, we need to devise the number of alternative courses of actions. So, what in order to achieve the objectives set by the organization, what actions should be taken? there may be a number of alternatives. In order to achieve one objective, there may be a number of alternatives. By searching or by finding out all those alternatives, by taking into all those alternatives, we need to detailed study needs to be undertaken. So there will be, for doing one thing, there will be different alternatives. We need to find out the different alternatives based on the past experience, research and experimentation. So the management will be having their past experience, what has happened to them in the previous organizations or the previous in their experience, and some research needs to be done. So how, what, why. So by putting these questions, if it happens, what needs to be done, what is the another course of action, like that they need to some of the questions has to be put forth, and they need to analyze. So research has to be done. In some cases, experimentation. So experiment has to be undertaken in order to know what different courses of action needs to be taken. The alternatives so developed should be weighed with the pros and cons. So different alternatives has to be found out, and each alternative, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages of the each alternative should be analyzed. That is the fourth step, identification of alternative courses of action. Fifth step, evaluating the alternative courses. The planning process, the fifth step is evaluating the alternative courses. So depending upon the opportunities, objectives, we developed a number of alternatives. So those alternatives should be evaluated. So evaluated means by taking advantages and disadvantages of each course of action, which gives more benefits. So for the sum of the courses of action, there may be more advantages. For some of the courses of action, there may be more disadvantages. So by taking all these into consideration, cost wise and benefits wise, we need to analyze which alternative course of action should be taken in order to achieve the organizational objectives, which is the best thing. That is the fifth step. Sixth step, choosing an alternative based on the performance, based on the evaluation of the alternative courses. The sixth step will be the selecting of the alternative courses. The organization has to select a course of action which will be beneficial to the organization. So in the fifth step, the organization has evaluated the all the courses of action which gives benefits and what are the disadvantages. Based on that, the organization has to select one alternative. So depending upon the objectives and strengths and weaknesses, which will be more suitable to the organization, in order to achieve the objectives of the organization has to choose one alternative. The seventh step will be the formulating the derivative plans or supporting plans. So devising long-term plans. Next, in order to support those plans, the secondary plans has to be developed. For achieving the organizational objectives in the long term, the organization has to devise the secondary plans, which will be a supporting plans to the main plans. After selecting the best course of action, a number of supportive plans that supplement the basic plan are required to be developed. So one plan has been selected in the best alternative courses. To support that plan, the organization has to devise a number of supporting plans. Derivative or secondary plans are meant for the implementation of the principal plan. So in order to implement the plan, main plan, so the other plans has to be devised. So those will be called as a secondary plans or derivative plans. The next step will be the numerizing plans by making budgeting. So the organization has set up the main plan and also the derivative or secondary plans. Taking all these into consideration, the organization has to prepare the budgets. So budget is nothing but it will be a numerical form of the plans which are already established by the organization. So it will be expressed in the quantitative terms. It may be in the units, or it may be in the rupees, or it may be in the man hours. So depending upon the plan, it may be expressed in the rupees, or it may be expressed in the units. So production plan will be expressed in the form of units. Income or sales will be expressed in the form of rupees. Or manpower plans, or how the machinery will be working, or the all those things will be expressed in the man hours or labor hours, like that. For each department, for the each plan, the budget should be prepared in order to achieve the organizational objectives and goals. So these are the 8 steps in the planning process. The first step will be the awareness of the opportunities. Second one will be the establishing of the objectives and goals. Third one, developing the premises. Fourth one, identifying alternative courses. Fifth one, evaluation of the alternative courses. Sixth one, selecting a course of action. Seventh one, formulating derivative plans. Eighth one, numerizing the plans by making the budget. So these are the 8 steps which are required for the planning process. Thank you very much.